I always like spotting these Kaisers. This happens to be a 1954 Manhattan, and it's a four-door sedan. By 1954, Kaiser answered the challenge of the V8 engine by adding a supercharger, a McCulloch supercharger, to its Flathead 6. And here you see the supercharger. And there's the Flathead 6. The car's a beautiful blue and ivory. And there's the battery, still 6 volts. And the hood has that little intake scoop there, non-functional. You notice that Darren dip in the side trim there, and also on the top of the windshield. There you take a look at the oil filter. I used cartridges in those. And this has shades here on above the windows. And notice that nice trim along the bottom line. It made the car actually seem longer. Now, checking out the interior, you see the car has hydromatic, and there are the quadrants there on top of the column, a padded dash, and the windshield would pop out on impact. That was considered a safety feature at that point. The seats have the original upholstery, as do the interior of the doors. A testimony to how hard wearing these upholstery fabrics were. Notice the vent pane there in the back window, and the wraparound rear window, done in a couple sections, actually 3 sections. Probably the most outstanding feature of the back end is the taillight assembly. You can see a regular taillight, and then then they added a long runner along the sides, so that in a side view of the car you could see that illuminated. It was one of the first cars to have a clear vision of the car from the side, especially important at night. In 1955, they stopped production here, and actually they produced 55 models, but they were actually leftover 54s relabeled as 55s. At that point, they sold the operation to Argentina, and they continued to produce Kaiser Manhattans in Argentina, but they called them the Kaiser Carabello. They continued with production of those down there until 1962. In fact, in 55 they shipped over 1,000 cars down to Argentina. Ones that they didn't sell here, they were shipped to Argentina. Supposedly, it was in the works that Kaiser would have gotten an Olds V8 for this car, but an agreement couldn't be reached because the engine plant caught fire, and so their production was really very limited. So they never did get the V8. That looks very similar to 1953 Buick, that headlight bezel there. Nice car. Love to see them. That's the McCulloch supercharger.